Hello everybody, it's Demo Donna here with Queen & Company. Hello! Welcome to a fun evening. We are creating some really beautiful love, or shall I call them endless love cards this evening. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It is Demo Donna here with Queen & Company, and I am very excited to be showing you the brand new Endless Love set. And this is an add-on to our Endless Shaker Kit, which we released, I would say, towards the end of last year, the Endless Shaker Kit. So we have the beautiful Endless Love set that I'm going to be showing you this evening. And this set includes 8 steel dies and 6 clear stamps. So really a ton of fun. If you don't have the Endless Shaker Kit, the original, this is still a fabulous standalone kit. So I created these 2 sample cards this evening using the 2 large background dies as well as 2 of the sentiments. I'm going to show you in just a second the fabulous dies included in this kit and the stamps and how easy it is to use, and then we are going to create a card. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and as always, I will post photos over at our queenandcompany.com, not queenandcompany.com, Queen & Company Facebook royalty page of the creations that we put together this evening. And I am using the paper pad that I am using this evening, if it looks somewhat familiar, is the Homemade Holiday. I absolutely love the reds and the greens. I mean, even the greens, even though I didn't really use any greens, but this is a really beautiful green, the teal, the fuchsias, and the pinks, and even some brown. I didn't put any brown in any of my photos, but sometimes this chocolate brown and raspberry color and like a cream are a really beautiful Valentine combination as well. And then there are some beautiful papers, the stripe background I'll be using, the polka dots I've used, and some of these other fabulous ones. So even though it says holiday, this can absolutely be used for your Valentine cards like I'm going to show you this evening. So to get started, I'm going to show you the 2 large background dies. So you have this solid heart die, which is this one here, which fits your A2 card. And then you have this open heart background die, which also fits your A2 size card. So here are the 2 large background dies that are included in this kit. And then you also get the 6 different sayings and dies. My family's calling me. They say hello to everybody. Thanks for joining me. So you get these 6 stamp sets, which are these guys here. And then for each of the sayings, you have 2 dies. So what you get, as you can see here, the red is the background, and then you have a detailed section to where you stamp out. So you've got happy wedding wishes, hugs and kisses, love is in the air, be my Valentine, happy anniversary, and sending love. I do also want to mention, I'm sure you see all of the hearts sprinkled around. With this right here, this fabulous die, you actually get 21 hearts every time you cut this out. So you better believe that I will be incorporating these into my card. They're going to look great inside of your shakers. So 21 hearts every time you cut that out, which is awesome. So I have all my little stacks, and I have, of course, been using them. Okay, so we are going to push this aside, and I'm just going to show you really quick how simple it is to use this stamp and die layering technique. Now, I do know there are some, and thank you so much to our fabulous Queen & Company royalty page for also showing me some other great techniques how to do this, but I am just going to stick to the very basics, which is you can either stamp first, which is what I've done here. So you can stamp your design out on paper, and then you can simply layer that right over, take a little piece of washi tape, run that through your die machine, and then you have your beautiful stamped image. I also love how nice and big these sayings are. So fabulous. So that is option one. Another option is taking a piece of already cut out. So here is this cutout piece. Then you take another piece of white cardstock and you can stamp right through this. So you have kind of like a stencil on where to stamp it. I hear that is a great way to do it for people with a little shaky hand. So good to know. And then what I do is I actually cut them out first. And then I take my stamp, I ink it up, and I just simply hover right over it. And since it's a clear stamp and a clear block, I can see right through it, stamp my image, and then I have a great little saying. And you've got a little bit of wiggle room, so if you're a little crooked, it really doesn't show up. And that is just how simple it is to layer that up. So that is the basics on how to use this kit. And really, like I said, yes, this is for one of our shaker kits, but this is what you get in the kit. The 2 large background dies, the 6 saying, the 8 still dies. So you get the 6 that go with the sayings, and then you get the 2, and then you get the clear stamps. And actually, I think mine might be incorrect because you get 2 per 6, so there's 12, 13, 14. There are 14 dies. Just letting you all know. I just figured that out. All right. See, you should always double check these things before you go live. Alrighty, let's make some cards, shall we, everybody? And I'm going to show you how to put together a shaker. Even if you do not own the original kit with the foam, I am going to show you another easy alternative how to create a shaker card. And I'm going to start with this guy here. And Queen & Company has this fabulous foam and acetate pack. And what you get is 8.5 by 11 size it's double adhesive foam sheets, and then you also get acetate. So these come in a nice large pack like this. My camera angle is really close, so I can't get the full 8.5 by 11. And you get the sheets, I believe it's 3 sheets of acetate and 3 sheets of the double-sided foam, which is fabulous. And I am going to show you how to create a shaker without having your shaker refills. So for those of you who are like, I'm waiting till the foam, you don't have to do that. We are going to create a card tonight with the foam and acetate sheets from Queen & Company. So I went ahead and just cut out a piece of acetate, and basically I used the stitching section as my measurements, and that is the size piece I cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and take my sheer glue. You can also use double-sided tape for this part. So I am just simply going to take my sheer glue all around there. There we go. And I am going to layer that. So there's a couple of different ways to do this kind of create your own shaker. And I'm going to show you one of the easiest ways for me to do it. Okay, another cool thing that I found playing with this kit is from foundation die number 14. You have this fabulous frame, and this frame kind of works as your outline die. So the combination between foundation die number 8 and 14 works as your outline die. So I'm now simply going to add a little rolly adhesive and layer that on, and that is going to look like a background paper. And in pure Demo Donna fashion, I'm using my actual card, my card base here as my, place of work. So you guys can see, just adding a little rolly adhesive. Again, some red liner tape around the edges will also work. And I am going to center that. There we go. And now you can see I've got a nice place for where I'm going to drop this guy in, just like so. Okay, so next what we are gonna do is I have already gone ahead and pre-cut. So I just went ahead and cut 1/4 inch strips. So the cool thing about your double adhesive foam is these 1/4 inch strips you can cut on your cutting machine. So I would measure out 1/4 inch, run my little cutter, and then flip it over, run it over again, and then maybe take a pair of scissors to just finish off the cutting. So I am going to now just place in, I went ahead and pre-measured these guys. So I'm going to place the first one, the second one, there we go. And then it's always good to just go ahead and eyeball and make sure your idea is actually working. And I want to come down a little bit lower with this one. I mean, aren't you guys excited? I'm getting all technical. I see a lot of you have already done your shopping, which is really fun. So this kit is currently available at queenandcompany.com. So go check it out, scoop it up. We also have the brand new epoxy dots that are available tonight. And this is a pack of 9 sheets. Also, for those of you that loved the glitter epoxy dot bundles, those are back in stock. So check those out. Just wanted you guys to know. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going on our fabulous shaker here. And I feel like I need to trim this one just a little bit. There we go. All right, and again, I'm just gonna do a little double check. Now you can see why the foam refills are such a hot commodity, because creating a shaker the old-fashioned way, and this is an easy one, this one is a very basic shape, but you could see why we all love our foam and acetate refills. All right, now I am going to fill it up, and I'm going to use some of our confetti. So I'm choosing this beautiful teal blue, the red, and the pink. And since this is a nice large shaker, I am going to put in nice big scoops. And I'm going to do the blue. I'm going to do some of the red. And I love this confetti. If you haven't used it before, go check it out. What I like about it is you are using what it's made for. It doesn't have the little sequin holes in it, which I like. So you don't have a bag filled with all those tiny little hole punch outs. They're nice and solid. So they give a really fun, beautiful finish to them. Okay, I'm gonna peel off the protective backing. There we go. There we go. And one more. Voila. Take my really beautiful, I just love it. It is so cute. It helps, by the way, if you can actually see. There we go. I love, sorry. There we go. Drop it right over top there. Aha. Push that down, and now you've got a nice shaker card. So for those of you who have never created a shaker using our foam and acetate refill, you just saw the 101 on how to do it. Nice and easy, but like my fellow queens, we're all totally spoiled by Queen & Company foam and acetate refills. But when you're in a pinch or you are patiently waiting for the refills to go in stock, this is a great alternative. And it's also thinner. So our typical foam, you could see, is about double the size as the foam and acetate sheet. So you can see right there, it's a little thinner. Okay, next I am using 2 little layered hearts, and I am using these from our Shaped Shaker Kit hearts. I love all the heart shapes in this kit. So you've got the double hearts, the little heart, the tall skinny heart, and your average heart. Always fun to have. And again, I went ahead and cut these out of the homemade holiday paper pad. So that is the stripes and the circles. And again, even though there's green in it, I really thought it went really well and still looked super cute in this Valentine theme. So I've gone ahead, so I cut these out with the actual detail die, the topping, the decorative die in the kit. And then I just take a little tape and I tape the back together. And now when I adhere that down, it's just gonna look like one solid piece. So I'm just gonna add a little sheer glue. There we go. And then layer these. So there is the really beautiful large heart. And then I'm gonna take this adorable little heart, which I cut out with the polka dots. And I am going to be using Hugs and Kisses right here. I'm like, which one was I gonna grab? So let me just lay that there before I layer on. I might have a little glue on my fingers, so you know everything's sticking. That's how it works. That's how you know you're doing your job, if everything's sticking to you. All right, so I think that's gonna look great right there. And then I'm gonna take this guy, I'm gonna add a little rolly adhesive, red liner tape you could use. Ooh, actually, because I didn't use a lot of, I don't have it popped up too much, I am going to use a little extra foam. And I am going to pop this guy up. And add a little Hug and Kisses. We're gonna go right about there. So there we go. I mean, the cool thing about, it's funny, playing with this kit, I had one idea, then two ideas. Then I'm like, ooh, we gotta try this. Then I'm like, ooh, we gotta try this. So even though this is a very simple kit, I kid you not, the ideas are just gonna start popping out all over the place. So with this technique here, what I did, and I just wanna show you guys really quick, what I did was I just simply layered. So I cut out the red one, I cut out the pink one, and I cut out the white one. And I just simply layered them up. And then if you could see these pink little dot edges, I used the negative space from the actual negative cutout and used that and incorporated that into the design as well. And then it's really fun to do a little pop of color. Always what I recommend, and you guys know this, is make sure you go check out the designer samples that are over at queenandcompany.com because they are gorgeous. Okay, we're gonna have to add a couple little hearts. So I like dotting all my eyes with the beautiful, adorable new heart epoxy dots, or epoxy hearts, I guess they're not dots. So I'm gonna do, and you know what, I think I'm gonna go pink because this little red one kind of blends. Did I already shove it in? Is it too late? No. All right, let's go a light pink because I think that might pop a little bit more. There we go. And now I am going to do, I'm gonna do a little glitter, the glitter dots, which are so pretty. So we're gonna add a few of those. Oh, how the fingernails love to get in my way. And then I'm gonna add a big heart up in the corner and a little heart up here. Super cute. So fun. I love the little sparkles there. All right, we are gonna do one more, and this is going to be a well, I'm gonna use a shaker, but I'm gonna use a shaker I already created. And this is again from the heart-shaped shaker. And all I did was put the red diamonds, red sparkle squares, and then the gold pops. So gold and silver pops right now are also in stock and really add just that beautiful little touch of elegance. So definitely check those out. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with a base of the foundation dye number 8. And then I'm using that little great trick by adding foundation dye number 14, this frame, which creates the illusion of an outline dye. So this is a great trick for those of you that do not have the endless shaker. I'm just adding a little adhesive around my foundation dye 14 frame. And it's always fun to incorporate a little pop of metallic. We are going to create a happy anniversary card with this one. So I thought the gold was perfect. Makes it look very, let's go with a regal, very anniversary-y. All right, so what I did here was I cut out in white cardstock and in a gold mirrored cardstock. And I'm gonna layer this so it just adds like a little shadow effect, like what we did with this one here. So when you're doing that, you're gonna wanna go ahead and trim it a little bit. So I am just gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna trim off this top portion. And you could even save that and use it on another project because that is a beautiful little gold border. But we're ditching it. All right, and now I am going to just layer these two. So see that little just detail of gold that's gonna leave behind? So again, it's gonna have a very elegant fill to it and not too like over the top glossy, which by the way would look cool too. I mean, it is an anniversary card, so we're not gonna get carried away. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little glue to the back of my white one. And I am gonna just go kind of quick. So with the samples that I created, I definitely glued down like everything. With this one, I'm gonna kind of go every other. So I just added a little bit of craft glue to like every other heart strip, which, you know, is probably plenty. And I am going to kind of eyeball it, especially with the white glue. It tends to get a little messy if you go up and down too much. So let's go right about there. There we go. it wants to dry. It's like, okay, pick a spot. Okay, so there we have it. You've got to settle on it eventually. Right? Oh, of course I'm being totally picky. You guys can see this, right? You could see I'm like, oh, I'm not quite pleased yet. But now I'm pleased. It's time to move on. I'm pleased. So see that? You could see that cute little gold mirror just popping up, adding just a cool little shadow effect. Love it. Okay, and that's why I trimmed off just that little bit of detail on the top, just so the gold wasn't popping out of the top, but it's very subtle. You can actually leave it. Now that I look at it, it's being very picky. Okay, we are gonna drop that down. I'm gonna scoot it a little closer to me really quick, just so I can make sure it's somewhat even. All right, I'm gonna hold this in place for 1 second, giving it a little bit of pressure. I could have brought in my plate to set on top of it. That would have been lovely. Everybody, how is it going? How is your January? Happy birthday to all the January birthdays out there. I see there's a lot of us. Yay, January. What a way to start the year off by adding another number to those age digits. Woohoo! All right, there we go. That was enough time. Just a little bit of chatter. Okay, isn't that so cool? I just love it. I mean, look at how simple that shadowing effect is. You don't need 20 different dyes, which is really funny. You just need that one dye, and then you just layer it a little bit. Like, you know, this one is off a little bit to the left, and this one's just down. And what a cool, simple effect that shadowing look does. And don't forget, foundation dye number 14. If you don't have it, I would scoop it up because this frame is awesome. And think how cool this will also look in like a black and white. I cut out a bunch of black frames. I had intention of using black, but then it didn't happen. So I am just simply now gonna pop my shaker on. I kind of wanted to use Lucky Days too and do a rainbow. Again, this was one of those kits where you look at it and you're like, oh, it's so basic. It's just the two heart backgrounds and the words, and then the ideas start flooding in. I kid you not. I kind of went bananas. I'm like, ooh, what about this? And what about this? So how fun just throwing one of your shakers on your heart backgrounds. And this would be cute for birthday, for high, for happy anniversary, to all the different things. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I'm using happy anniversary here, and I'm just keeping it simple. I'm doing the black and white. You could even do like a really cool, I could have cut out one more little gold thing and popped another shadow of gold, but we're just going black and white for our anniversary scene. We've got 4 samples here, and then please, I'm sure you guys have already done it. I know you guys all stock the website, but make sure you check out the designer samples. They are just fabulous. I love them. They do such great jobs. Oh, and I'm gonna show you one more little trick. Really, really fun and easy way to incorporate a lot of color. Okay, so again, we are just using some leftover foam. Pop this guy up. How cute is that? Are those gold pops inside of the shaker? Is that not so fun? All right, happy anniversary is gonna go right there. And then we are gonna add, I'm gonna do a little black heart. Let's go black heart on the tops up here to incorporate that. Love it. And then we are gonna do, I like to pop a couple little hearts one there, and we'll do one here. Make them just a little bit crooked so they know it was from me. And then I'm going to do anniversary. I'm just gonna add a little crystal right here for happy anniversary. Okay, so here's a card, not a shaker background, but popped one of the fabulous Queen & Company shakers on there. I think this would be super cute with the rainbow on it from our Lucky Days shaker set. Here is a make your own shaker using the wonderful foam and acetate sheets from Queen & Company. So a thinner version of our typical shakers, and this will make you be patient while we wait for our foam refills. This card here, a very sweet and subtle look with just the little shadowing, the pink and red, very fun. And then this here, super easy. I want to show you really quick how to do it. So I just cut out a bunch of different colors and then literally just went and trimmed off the color that I wanted to add and then glued it right on to the white cardstock that I already had cut out. So really simple, you can add whatever color palette you want. That would even be cool in black and white, and then maybe just do one strip of red as a pop of color. And then added some fun from foundation die number 9. So there's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this evening's demo. Again, I will post photos of these 4 fabulous cards that we created tonight on Queen & Company Royalty Facebook page, so make sure you check that out. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous evening. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you. Have fun shopping if you haven't already. Bye-bye.